A lot of my earlier projects were, were looking into text in the public space, but like I said, I was looking more into like media and street signs, and I guess kind of playing off these other ideas that were in some ways of a human intervention. And I came upon this idea of just really wanting to do something that would add something poetic to the space, something to warm up the space, and I guess actually give something to the city of Chicago that felt a little bit, for me, altruistic. Well, I did a lot of research into gates and this idea of like city gates, so I wanted to work with that idea. While I was researching this idea of city gates, I came upon the god Janus from Roman times, who was a double-headed god. He was the god of gates and doorways. He was also the god of origins, so I was looking into a form called aphorism, which is a one-line poem that started in ancient Greece, which I engraved on the side of my city gate. Life creates order. Order does not create life, except for it's created in a big cycle. So life creates order, does not create life. It's sort of putting origins up against the future and up against the present, which is the duality that is part of what I was working with. I became more interested in natural forms and sort of giving a voice to the more natural forms. And that's also part of the reason why I chose a circle, because I think that, for me, circle is a very popular image throughout various civilizations and cultures. Like, it represents the sun and the moon and the earth. Cycles, yeah, exactly. So there's a cycle embedded into the sculpture, and also it's something that people throughout, centuries have, adored and worshipped, and gives life. I decided on a place near the lakefront at the end of Jackson. I was really interested in sort of the nature that goes on there because of the idea of life being in the aphorism. So the idea of all the life in the lake and the flow of the lake was really important because, obviously it's a gate without any walls. So you have all the traffic going by, bicycle traffic, car traffic, people walking along the lake. So you have the flow of the walls so that there's actually this feeling that you're passing through a certain area. Well, it's a work that I kind of started before I did this. Actually, I wrote that aphorism before the piece. I just sort of put it onto the piece. I'd like to continue that. Especially, I guess, if I had the chance putting aphorisms into public space. Because I believe that poetry is best when it takes you by surprise. It's always nice to find a poem when you aren't expecting to.